5 seconds. Start. Climate change is the phenomena caused by global warming. Natural cycles of warming and cooling have occurred many times in Earth's history, and indeed, the rise of Homo sapiens is attributed to the end of the last ice age some 11,000 years ago. What worries scientists is man made global warming when carbon rich fuels stored for an indefinitely long period of time beneath the ground are extracted and burned, releasing billions of tons of carbon dioxide each year. This is a greenhouse gas. It traps the sun's heat in the atmosphere instead of letting it radiate out to space. As a result, the Earth's surface is warming, disrupting the planet's delicate climate system. The more the carbon dioxide, the higher the temperature. And the higher the temperature, the bigger the impact. At the lower range of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change estimates, there will be a tiny increase in global sea levels and some increased water stress, and some regions in higher latitudes may in fact benefit. At the higher range, droughts, floods, and storms will become more violent and more frequent. Mean sea levels could rise by up to 88 centimeters, 2.9 feet by 2010, creating an exodus of climate refugees. Almost all the world's population will be affected, but poor tropical countries will be hit worst. A top science conference in February declared that climate change is already underway, visible through glacier shrinkage, melting of polar ice, shifts in rainfall patterns, and heat waves. Experts say that if the world want to keep to the bottom end of the IPCC temperature estimates, global emissions of carbon dioxide will have to peak in 2020 and then fall to half of today's levels by 2095. A tall order given that developing countries and the US are gobbling up fossil fuels. The obvious answer is to stop using fossil fuels and use clean energy sources such as wind, solar, hydro, and hydrogen. But this is easier said than done. Oil, gas, and coal are the world's long established energies and have big advantages in cost and efficiency over technologies that are still in their infancy and need tax breaks or regulatory help to make headway. In addition, the fossil fuel lobby is fighting a fiercely argued action, particularly in Washington, to keep its crown. Over the next couple of decades, the best hopes may lie in interim solutions such as better fuel efficiency, promoting hybrid cars, and storing carbon dioxide from coal underground as the fuel is burned rather than letting the damaging gas escape into the air. The UN's Kyoto Protocol requires industrialized countries to limit their emissions of greenhouse gases by a 2012 time frame as compared to a 1990 benchmark. It took effect last February, surviving abandonment by the US, which opposed binding target as too expensive for its economy, and foot dragging by Russia. But Kyoto remains in a bad way. Even its European champions are having big problems meeting their pledges. The treaty is criticized for making only timid cuts, just 1 or 2% at best. After the US walkout for being complex and for not including countries which are big polluters in commitments on emission cuts, negotiations for the post 2012 Kyoto start in Montreal in November.